Are facing off today against Indiana.
Complete change in lineups, especially with this NIL. The changeover is so quick. We saw Michigan last year bring in, 4 All-Americans, completely changing their roster. 40% of your lineup doesn't change usually year by year. That was prior to NIL and all this COVID.
It's this whole new world, transfer portal.
He knew he had to get his hips higher than Clayton Jones. Clayton Jones was riding on that claw ride, and anytime you ride on that claw ride, clamp down, kip over to the same side that you have that claw ride on, and if you're able to get your hips higher, like I said, you're going to pick up the reversal, and that's exactly what he did. And that should be a stall call.
Stall call comes in, and Jones picking up the escape point just prior to that. Now they'll reset neutral position.
Clock.
Gets 3 points on the takedown just in the final seconds of the second period. Clayton Jones, so far through the first 2, is loving the buzzer.
Timed it perfect. Looked up at the clock, saw there was 8 seconds left. Continued to work to his left. Tried to throw that left leg in, but the boot wouldn't get in. Beautiful switch. Oh, Clayton is close to giving it up. Oh, he has to stay tight like a dog on a bone. Stay on that ankle that he has hooked. As Torres now looking to kick as much as he can. Clayton Jones doing a great job holding on.
Just got a vice grip around that ankle.
He's not letting that thing go.
As you mentioned, the reversal cut down to 3-2. I appreciate that correction there, Eric. I believe I said escape by mistake there. Stauffenberg starting on top.
I wasn't going to call it out.
I had to own up for it there. When you look at these two wrestlers, Eric, they're both coming off of losses as well. For Garvik, he faced off against number 7, Joey Blaze.
To his inside ties. And that's why I said it's not a loss if you learn from it and you take it as a lesson, right? It's one of those things where you don't want to see the guys make the same mistakes over and over and over. And Stauffenberg throughout this season has been working on outside elbow ties when he's not a guy who shoots a lot of shots from outside elbow ties. So I like to see him getting back to this. This is where he belongs, is in the underhook situations here. Working to his itch. How did he get to his tie? And you have to be thinking of it all in real time. It is milliseconds. And Braden Stauffenberg, first back to the center. That's what I like to see. Talked about optics earlier, how it looks, especially to the referees. Looks to the other wrestler. You know if a guy is second back to the center, most likely he's starting to get tired. So Stauff getting back to the center is just showing Garvik. And so nothing substantial enough to be given a point, but Stauff, look at him right both sides of the body. Right side, then starts left side. Now a big lift coming. Smart.
Lets him go there for the escape.
Low-level shot, and this is where I don't want to see him get away from what we just talked about, where he's successful. Get to those inside ties. Start working to your underhook. Because
just over 5 remaining. Needs to get it done now if he's going to get it done. Whistle will blow, and that will end in favor of Garvik, Indiana. Taking the first 5, 4-1. Garvik able to pick up the close decision, 6-5. Now, Indiana, 11-point advantage, leading 14-3 on the day so far. Stauffenberg had a chance near the end there. Be separated, reset to the middle. For Lillard, he's building off the momentum of his last win, a 4-2 decision at Purdue. Facing off against, at that time, number 33 ranked Stony Buell. His 5th ranked victory of the season. Nivison has not.
This match, we talked about Nivison being 0-3 in duels thus far. Slow the pace of the match down. Wrestle at your speed rather than wrestling this tiny number that sits on the left of a wrestler's name. Solid first period thus far for Nivison. He has to close this out 0-0. Great movement. This is a completely different guy than we saw wrestle against Buffalo. And maybe that was just him looking into it, thinking too much about the previous 4 years of his life and what Buffalo was able to give him and coming over here. 90 seconds of excitement coming up.
They've had time to feel each other out so far. See what they do with it.
I want to see Nivison get back to that right-handed standing swing single. It limits the exposure that you have. You have no risk when you do that. Rather than going to your knees and getting to it. And this is exactly it, just that. I want to see it more. The left ear, because right now what Lillard is doing is he's stopping that shot initially with that head. So in order to, there's 3 phases: head, hands, and hips. So Nivison has to get through the head first before he gets through the hands, and then ultimately the hips.
Chance, but Lillard able to get done at the last second with a final takedown to end it.
That's a tough one. Tough pill to swallow right there.
Spartans will have loved to have gotten 3 points there. Now they trail heavily to the Hoosiers. Take another look at the end.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Both shoulders were near the mat as well. Whoa. Little inside connection between those two.
A little inside connection. The Lowell coach, his brother was my roommate in college.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, small world.
Seems Lowell has infiltrated its way into this Big Ten Plus crew.
Garza looking for that outside single with his left hand. And these guys are wrestling in the center, and that's what the referees, the fans, the coaches want to see, is these guys.
That'll be the end of the first period here.
Just as the buzzer. Caesar hit him with a little left-handed collar tie, and Gilcher looked at him. So 4 minutes to take care of that.
Take a look at some of the statistics from both these wrestlers.
Another swing single. And let's see if he's just so impressed with the growth in Cesar Garza in the last few weeks alone. We've seen a different guy. I think the confidence that he's building could be dangerous come March.
For Garza, the last match that he faced off and was against. Coach Roger Chandler for the Spartans, not the man on screen right there, but he is saying from the corner, be tough, urging on Cesar Garza.
Wonder how long they're going to allow Cesar Garza to back up before hit him with Stallings.